What's up peeps, Ian from Eurogamer here, and today I'm going to be taking an in-depth look at this beast, the Mag 2 wireless magneton induction controller. And no, I don't know what that means. I don't think the people who built it know what it means. I think they probably made it up to sound cool. Calling itself the world's first gyroscopic gun controller and boasting updatable firmware, full controller functionality, intuitive calibration and high precision motion tracking on the box, it certainly can talk the talk. I recently put it through its paces using the PlayStation 3, but before I give you my opinion on it, let's have a detailed look at what you get in the box. Hidden under the gun itself is this little USB cable for performing firmware updates to transfer game-specific macros to your controller. It says on the box that macros are already available for the Call of Duty series on their website, but unfortunately that's not true at the time of making this video, and after contacting the developers to find out whether I was just being macro blind, I was told that they were yet to be updated, but the team were hard at work implementing them to the site. Naughty. Next up is this, the G-Mate Mag Cube. This is the little wireless receiver that connects to your console or PC. It lights up nicely when plugged in, and I was really happy that this was a genuine case of plug and play. No faffing around, I plugged it into the PS3 and was off. No hassles whatsoever. Onto the gun itself. Although design-wise it is a bit of an eyesore, the gun feels really nicely constructed. Very solid, not flimsy plastic, and all the buttons feel really sturdy. This won't break the day you get it out of the box, that's for sure. It's definitely designed to be played with. To get the gun working, you need to slot 4 AA batteries into this gun stock. It slides back on like some kind of ammo pack, which is a very nice touch. Then a quick press of the G-Mate button on the side of the gun and you should be up and running once you select the gun as the main controller. As I mentioned before, I tested this on the PS3 only, and I'm pretty happy with the spacing of all the buttons. It's built for left and right handers. I'm right-handed, so have the movement thumbstick and iron sights button on my left hand. It feels natural to hold, and using it to move my avatar around the virtual arenas was nice and easy. My only problem would be the button spacing on the other grip. The way my hand instinctively holds the handle and trigger means that my thumb cannot reach the majority of the buttons. My thumb actually lies over the RS button, the button that mimics clicking in the right thumbstick, the melee button, and that means I have to move my hand off the trigger to reach any higher buttons, and I'm in danger of accidentally meleeing. It caused me quite a few unfair deaths, but as I got used to the controller it became easier to deal with. Finally, if I have a look at the function dial, you can see here that there are many different options. B, R and E stand for beginner, regular and expert settings, which adjust the sensitivity of the cursor. Then you have turbo functions for all those cheaters out there. There's an option to adjust sensitivity for split screen gaming, which is a pretty cool idea. There's one for playing standard light gun games like Time Crisis 4, and there's even a toy gun option where it switches the gun to vibrate every time you pull the trigger. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, haha, but the most important thing is, does it work? And the answer is yes, it does, and to be honest, after an hour or two of getting used to it, it actually works really well. It's easily better than the PlayStation Move as an FPS peripheral, and that's mainly due to the responsiveness of the gyroscope. Thanks to the gyroscope, the gun has the same kind of response time as a mouse, so it's really easy to get the quicker draw on your controller holding enemies. It took me a little while to realise that the Mag 2 just doesn't work like a normal light gun. Looking down the scope will not work for you. It's much more comfortable and accurate if you treat it like a kind of laser pointer. Holding it down here and just pointing away at your targets will work so much better than trying to aim. Using a new piece of kit like this is always tricky at first, but I was soon zooming around with it after an hour or so of play, and on Modern Warfare 2 I was racking up some impressive scores online against human players. At first I was playing with the gun on the beginner setting, but both that and the regular settings were too unresponsive and worked against me. Once I'd ramped it up to the expert setting, the gun felt just right, so I'd recommend starting on expert and reducing the sensitivity rather than the other way around until you find your sweet spot. There are some issues with turning full 360 in a hurry though. Sometimes it works perfectly and other times it won't. But again, there is a steep learning curve here, so you won't get it straight away, but compared to other gun peripherals I've used in the past, this one is definitely a winner. So the gun worked pretty much perfectly on Modern Warfare 2, but I decided to put it through its paces on some other first-person shooters I had lying around to see whether or not this one game was just a fluke. First up, I tried Killzone 2. The sluggish, heavy movements of the Killzone avatars really worked against the controller. Turning, aiming, pretty much everything felt like it had a big lag on it and the game was pretty much unplayable. Next, I tried the old school downloadable shooter Blacklight Tango Down. The game seemed to lag quite a lot, which often sent the gyroscope out of sync. The gun is supposed to auto-calibrate, but it didn't seem to want to do it and would aim at the floor a lot. I solved it in the end by pointing the gun upwards for a second or two, which locked it back into calibration, but obviously you don't want to be doing this too much in an online game. Resistance 3, on the other hand, worked a lot better and was almost on par with Modern Warfare 2. Again, there were a few problems with quick 360 turns, but in general it was a happy partnership. Then finally, just for fun, I thought I'd give the gun a whirl on the kick a zombie in the face simulator, Dead Island. Surprisingly, it actually worked quite well, although I don't think I'd recommend using it all the time for this one. So overall, a very nice piece of kit. It definitely took me by surprise and I genuinely enjoyed using it during the online matches of Modern Warfare 2. The RRP is over £100, but at the moment game.co.uk are selling it for $79.99, which I think is actually quite a good price for what you're getting. If you'd like to see the gun in action, I recorded a whole match using it and filmed it from multiple angles so you can get a really good idea of how well it works. Just click this big video annotation to jump straight there for the demo. Don't forget to subscribe to Eurogamer as well. We've got plenty more gadget unboxings and hands-on in the future, plus loads of exclusives on 2013's biggest games coming soon. Bye!